Hi. Sorry about that. Since my mic was muted, what you just saw there was my new outfit. Why is... There we go. Eye tracking. You can't hear? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, cool. But yeah, I'll show it off again one more time. Oop. This is the new outfit. The jacket was originally blue, but I made it pink through sheer force of will and many hours of editing. Thank you. Took me a long time to make it. Anyways, I know I said we were gonna do some Amnesia tonight, but I had a hard day at work. People were mean. I just want to watch videos. It's okay. Links to all the videos is in the description. And, we'll get into it.
A body twists and turns into unimaginable shapes. Eyes glow in the dark. Shadowy entities appear around you, mimicking your every move. Would you like a stick of gum? In a small seaside town nestled just along the coast of New England, and at least an hour's drive away from any major city, there isn't much to do but brave the chilly ocean waters, crowd onto the rocky beach, or walk along the boardwalk. For most of the residents,
well, I guess I'm up here for now.
The choice is clear. Years ago, when the town was at the height of its success as a tourist destination, visitors would flock from all over the country, descending on the boardwalk like the seagulls that swarm around the food stands in search of an errant French fry.
Yeah, that certainly was an opening. So I guess my character's just up in this area this time. Oh well. There we go.
In its heyday, the boardwalk boasted a small amusement park with a roller coaster and a Ferris wheel.
Oh wait, I should turn up the volume for you guys.
An arcade with the latest in 1980s video game technology, several stands selling hot dogs and crispy French fries coated in grease and salt, and the pride and joy of many a local, a classic, old-fashioned candy store. Today, the arcade is all but empty, with one or two players occasionally wandering in to try their hand at the now vintage attractions inside. The amusement park is still standing, but the rides have faded and chipped. The stands still sell their wares, but the lines are shorter than they once were. And at the center of it all, the beloved candy shop is struggling to hold on. The price of waterfront property has climbed, while tourism has dwindled. And with online shopping taking over the market, well, the candy shop's owner can scarcely scrape enough money together to keep the roof over his head. On this particular day, the shop owner is restocking his shelves, the door propped open to let in just enough of the crisp, salty ocean breeze to keep his head clear and his spirits up. It's getting harder and harder to maintain the cheerful demeanor he's known for, to step into his red and white striped suit every day and smile for the few tourists who poke their heads into the shop. But still, he keeps at it. He loves this little store, and he'll keep holding on to it until there's nothing left to hold. He fills...
Jesus. Okay, this is depressing. God. Just gonna dump depression on us. Cool, great, awesome.
glass containers with colorful little hard candies, slides boxes of saltwater taffy onto shelves, and places blocks of fudge in the glass case by the cash register. All the while, he takes a little sample of each product for himself. A candy here, a small square of fudge there, to keep his energy up. Besides, he would never sell a product he didn't taste test first, only the best for his customers, though they were few and far between these days. Especially this time of year, as the air grows colder and the days get shorter, sunshine becomes a limited commodity as the summer turns to autumn. So it comes as quite a surprise to the older man when he hears a knock at the shop door. He turns and sees a delivery man standing there with a stack of packages. This is especially odd, as he can't recall ordering anything. But the delivery man explains that these packages are product samples from an up-and-coming candy company, one specializing in novelty chewing gum. They are providing samples to a variety of small candy businesses, as well as larger retail outlets, in order to conduct market research. These particular flavors, the delivery man promises, cannot be found anywhere else. Well, the promise of a new, exclusive product to draw new customers in is more than a little bit exciting for the shopkeeper.
Okay, I have to say, I love the man's outfit. Like, completely offbeat, but I love his little bow tie especially. It's so fun and colorful. I am a big lover of fun, colorful little bow ties. And there's just something whimsical about someone wearing a regular-sized bow tie that's all fun. You know, like with little pictures of rubber ducks, or balloons, or, I don't know, candy. Flowers. It's like a tie, but even more fun. Yeah, Mr. Peppermint. He's supposed to look like an old-fashioned, sweet shop owner. Like a soda jerk, almost. The guys that wear little armbands around their, puffy sleeves and sell you saltwater taffy for a dime. That kind of guy. Back when suspenders were cool. I mean, I guess they're cool in a different way now, but most people wear belts now. I'm one of the few people I know of my age that wears suspenders, at least. And I actually wear them, like, to keep up my pants. It's easier on my stomach. I don't like bending over and getting jabbed in the guts by my... I don't like bending over and getting jabbed in the guts by my belt buckle, so I wear suspenders. And honestly, I think they're funky.
Without a second thought, he signs for the packages and carries them inside. The shop has carried a few varieties of chewing gum over the years: mint, cinnamon, fruit, and even prank gum that turns a person's tongue black when they chew it. What could possibly be so unique about this gum? He's determined to find out. As he cuts open the boxes, the shopkeeper is greeted with brightly colored packaging that looks, for the most part, like any other gum packaging out there. He does quickly notice one unusual difference, though: the flavor names. Each of them begins with the phrase, "tastes like," which is a clever enough branding choice, but the flavors themselves are odd. He lifts the first packet and reads its label, brow furrowing in confusion. Tastes like youth. What could that possibly mean? For a novelty candy, this gum sure is especially novel. Well, he never stocks a product without trying it out for himself first. So he unwraps a piece of the bright pink gum and pops it into his mouth. The first thing that he notices is the taste, an overwhelming sweetness tinged with nostalgia. It tastes like cotton candy, but not just any cotton candy. It tastes like the cotton candy he once enjoyed as a little boy on this very boardwalk, a flavor he hasn't experienced in 60 years. The next thing that he notices is that his eyes are aching all of a sudden. He takes off his glasses for a moment and is shocked by what he sees. Everything, clearly, without the aid of the lenses. His vision is like it was when he was a young man, before age had blurred the edges of everything in his line of sight. His joints have stopped aching, and he feels a sudden surge of energy, the sudden urge to run, to jump, to click his heels together. He rushes to the bathroom mirror, half expecting to see his younger face staring back at him. No, he still looks the same, but he feels decades younger. His mind reels, and he can't think of anything to do but laugh. This gum. It should be impossible, but this piece really does taste like youth. This might just be the product that saves the store. The invigorating effect lasts, all in all, for about a half hour. But during that half hour, the shopkeeper feels more optimistic than he has in many, many years.
I don't know what could really go wrong with this. It seems simple enough, very harmless. I'm saying this with mega hesitancy because, we know the SCP Foundation, something's screwy here.
And the feeling lingers even after the gum's effects subside. But what other flavors did he receive? The delivery man brought 3 boxes, so what about the other 2? He opens the second box and pulls out a pack. Tastes like Mom used to make. Well, that's even more vague than the first one. But after the experience of the previous one, he's eager to discover exactly what that could mean. He unwraps a piece, studies its light brown color, and pops it into his mouth. As soon as he begins to chew, the flavor explodes on his tongue, taking him back once again to his childhood. Brown butter, sugar, chocolate chips, a hint of vanilla. It can't be. But it is. It's his mother's chocolate chip cookie recipe. How could the manufacturers have possibly recreated it so perfectly? The flavor passes quickly.
It has to taste different for each person, right? It's like Willy Wonka gum. This has to be a Dr. Wondertainment product. Dr. Wondertainment makes a bunch of random weird stuff like this. Or maybe someone else?
And eager to confirm his experience and make sure it was real, he grabs another piece. This one tastes entirely different. Blueberry pancakes, like his mother used to make on Sunday mornings, dripping with syrup and melted butter. This is the most unusual chewing gum indeed. In all his years of selling candy, of tasting every unusual innovation or novelty product, he never dreamed it could be like this. Now for the third package. He slices the box open and finds black packages inside, emblazoned with eerie red writing. The text read, "Tastes like your worst nightmare."
Oh no, this one's going to be terrible, isn't it? Oh, I'm so worried for the old man. What's going to happen to him? Pray for the old man, even though he's probably going to die. Rest in peace, old guy. Your funny little bow tie will not be forgotten.
The shopkeeper feels a chill run down his spine, his hands shaking with nerves as he unwraps a piece of the pitch-black gum. But he can't stop himself. He has to satisfy his curiosity, to discover...
I can only imagine what my worst nightmare would taste like. I've had a lot of nightmares in my years. Some I've woken up from in a cold sweat. Some I've woken up from screaming and crying. I would not want to know what those taste like.
Or what nightmares taste like. He pops the piece into his mouth and begins to chew. At first, he's almost disappointed. It doesn't taste like much of anything. Vaguely sweet, almost creamy, like finishing a glass of warm milk before bed. But as he chews, the shop around him begins to blur and warp, lights dimming until he is standing in the dark. The hairs on his arms stand to attention, and he becomes overwhelmed with the sensation of eyes on his back. Something's here, and it's watching him. He spins around and finds nothing there. But wait, what's that? Out of the corner of his eye, a shadow darting just out of sight into the storage room in the back. Against his will, his feet begin to carry the man toward that room, following the shadow. The door to the storeroom is shut. It wasn't shut before. Something closed it when it...
So it literally makes you relive one of your worst nightmares in real life or something? Ugh. I'm sorry, I almost threw up in my mouth. Just thinking about the horrible and disgusting things that have happened to me in nightmares. It makes me sick.
Darted inside, and it's in there now, waiting for him. His stomach turns as his hand reaches for the doorknob, turning it inch by inch.
Buddy.
His nerves are screaming at him to stop, to turn and run. But as if trapped in a nightmare, his body refuses to obey him. It pushes the door open with a pronounced creak, and there, in the darkness, two glowing red eyes gaze out at him. The shopkeeper's heart leaps into his throat, and in a moment of clarity, he spits out the gum. All at once, the glowing eyes are gone. The lights have come back on, and the nightmare is over. He resolves not to stock that particular flavor in the shop, and tucks the box away in the back of that same storage room. Before long, his two new nostalgic flavors of magic chewing gum draw the attention of the SCP Foundation, who, after paying the man enough money to keep the shop open for the foreseeable future, call it a finder's fee, take the gum samples into custody and give them the classification SCP-1200.
Wow. Well, at least he'll never have to have financial worries again. I'm sure we would all love for the tastes like your worst nightmare gum to truly never exist. Ugh. It's not always fun having a very hyperactive imagination. I'll tell you that.
The designation SCP-1200 applies to all instances of chewing gum distributed under the brand Tastes Like Chewing Gum. Packages of this gum have been spotted in various grocery and convenience stores around the United States, appearing seemingly at random. Each pack of gum features a logo identifying...
I know this. Okay, so the factory. This is something that was proposed for SCP-001, the first SCP. To make a long story short, it is proposed to be an evil factory that the first SCP site was built on, and there was some Faustian bargain stuff. If you don't know what a Faustian bargain is, it's a deal with the devil.
The manufacturer as simply the factory. Whenever a human subject masticates or chews a piece of the gum, a certain anomalous effect will occur. This effect varies depending on the color and flavor of the given gum. There have currently been 83 flavors of SCP-1200 identified and cataloged. Swallowing this gum does not appear to produce any additional anomalous effects. Also, contrary to what certain popular misinformation might say, this gum, or any gum in fact, does not stay in the digestive tract for 7 years. The 83 flavors on file can be found in...
Yeah, that's an urban legend. You can't really digest gum, so it's not recommended to swallow a lot in a short period. But it'll just come out with the rest of your food, honestly.
SCP-1200-EKV, which was unfortunately impossible for me to obtain during my research into SCP-1200. The official file does, however, include a partial list of some of these flavors. Though I would have preferred to conduct a more comprehensive review, this at least provides a bit of valuable additional context for the anomalous product. So let's review some of the most memorable SCP-1200 flavors and their recorded effects on human test subjects.
Sounds like fun.
SCP-1200-12 is a lime green colored gum flavor, which is, funnily enough, called tastes like lemons. When a human subject chews this flavor, their gustatory perception is altered for the next 28 hours. No matter what they eat during that time frame, it will taste like lemons. A bit odd, but not harmful, unless the subject just really hates the taste of lemon. After the 28-hour period is up, all food reverts to its original taste. SCP-1200-15 is a bright yellow flavor, tastes like sunshine. When a test subject eats this flavor, they will become luminescent, emitting over 40,000 lux of white light. This
That's
effect,
a lot.
while disconcerting to witness, does not do any harm to the subject exhibiting it. The subject's luminescence lasts for approximately 20 minutes at full intensity, and then the light begins to dim gradually until it disappears completely after 4 more minutes. You may have noticed that this flavor is a great deal more abstract than tastes like lemons. Well, they only get more unusual from here. The next flavor detailed in the file for SCP-1200 is SCP-1200-29. Tastes like Rubik's Cube. Like
does
the
that
cube for
taste
which
like?
it's named, this flavor is multicolored, checkered in white, orange, green, red, yellow, and blue. When a subject eats this flavor, their body takes on a unique property for the next 216 minutes. During this window of time, the subject will be able to rearrange segments of their body, both internal and external, at will.
Oh,
This has
that's
no
not good.
impact on the subject's health or comfort, even when rearranging bones, muscles, and vital organs. However, these alterations cause secondary changes within the body as it compensates for the movements. Unfortunately, this means that the first test subject to consume this flavor during SCP Foundation trials was unable to return her body to its original orientation before the 216 minutes were up. She failed to solve the puzzle, and now her left and right hands are permanently swapped. The next flavor included
Oh no, that's so terrible. Her left and right hands are swapped. Cry about it. Mauled, seethe, cope.
in the file is SCP-1200-30, a dark blue gum that is described as tastes like those forgotten. What could that possibly mean?
sounds kind of scary.
Well, it means that once a test subject has chewed this flavor, 6 corporeal humanoid entities will manifest in their vicinity. These entities
Whoa.
do not appear to be sentient, and their only behavior is mimicking the actions and speech of the subject and any other humans in the area, such as guards and researchers. These entities linger for 6 days before disappearing, leaving a homogeneous liquid behind.
Gross.
Analysis of the liquid determined that it consisted of a mixture of organic materials, iron particles, and acrylic paint. SCP-1200-58 is a particularly curious flavor. This white gum tastes like afterlife. When the subject chews it, a polyhedral crystalline exoskeleton forms around them. Once it is formed, it will levitate 1.3 meters off of the ground. During the first trial, this object remained inert for a period of 62 days. When the 62 days were up, the exoskeleton broke apart, leaving the subject behind and completely unharmed. He was immediately interviewed about his experience inside the structure, and he described being transported to a green meadow, where he met his younger brother. This was especially curious considering that the subject does not have any recorded siblings, living or dead. Another notable aspect of this flavor is its effect's resemblance to SCP-1511, crystalline structures that transfer prisoners while showing them some manner of beautiful, false afterlife. The only other flavor included in the file is Tastes Like Moon's Shadow, a red gum that has been tested once on a female research subject. After she finished chewing the piece of gum, a series of incorporeal, translucent, leporine organisms began to emerge from the walls of the cell where the subject was being kept. During this entire process, the subject claimed to not see the entities, nor did she feel it when they approached her, reached her, and burrowed into her body. Video recordings of the incident were unable to capture these entities. 11 days after the experiment was conducted, the subject was found dead. Despite the lack of visible injuries, her cause of death was determined to be exsanguination. This is the only recorded fatality resulting from a sample of SCP-1200. There appears to be a link between this gum flavor and SCP-1284, though I have not yet been able to determine the nature of this link. On February 20th, 2003, the SCP Foundation was conducting an investigation completely unrelated to SCP-1200. The exact nature of this original investigation has been redacted from the file, but whatever it was, it's irrelevant to the subject at hand. It isn't the investigation, but what they discovered by complete accident that matters. Foundation operatives stumbled upon a secretive facility that was entirely dedicated to the production of tastes like those forgotten. When the Foundation entered the facility, they discovered an assembly line, as well as 28 anomalous entities dwelling inside. It would appear that these entities, referred to as SCP-1200-A, are part of the company's workforce. Instances of SCP-1200-A are animate humanoid entities whose physiology is composed primarily of wrought iron. They are also coated in several layers of paint, usually in a shade of white, pale blue, or yellow. These layers of paint are worn, faded, and flaking, and the metal beneath is beginning to rust. Whenever they were made, it was some time ago, and they have fallen into a state of disrepair.
That's no
Each
good.
instance has no facial features on its head, and the only feature present is one large, circular opening, which seems to operate a bit like a mouth. In addition to discovering the facility and its anomalous workers, this discovery gave the Foundation some new insight into the production process for this particular flavor of tastes like chewing gum. The image that it painted was, well, troubling. When instances of SCP-1200-A are not contained, they will attempt to collect recently deceased human cadavers and transport them to the production facility.
Oh,
If they are
no.
permitted to do so, they will collect these bodies from freshly dug graves or even poorly guarded morgues and carry
You're
them back
back.
to the facility.
Have you taken your medicine today?
There, an SCP-1200-A instance will take one of its chosen corpses and begin to regurgitate paint, biological matter, and small slags of iron
It's
into the
okay.
body's mouth. I apologize for the stomach-turning imagery, but there is simply no pleasant way to describe this process. The instance will repeat this process over a period of several weeks until the body begins to liquefy under the influence of whatever matter the entity has pumped into it. The process only ceases when the body begins to liquefy, eventually leaving behind nothing but a thick, homogeneous liquid, which will suddenly disappear soon after. How it disappears and where it goes
That's
is unknown,
horrendous.
but I can make an unpleasant guess. Chemical analysis of some of this liquid has identified it as the substance that makes up 80% of the sample of tastes like those forgotten. It would appear that this particular flavor of chewing gum and Soylent Green have a key ingredient in common: people. No other facilities have been discovered at this point, so it is uncertain whether the key ingredients in other gum flavors are quite as macabre. Following the discovery of this facility, the Foundation cross-referenced its communication archives for any potential mentions of the facility or facilities like it. This investigation uncovered a surprisingly relevant phone call hidden in the archives. The call was made on June 2nd, 1999, from a payphone about 2
time ago.
kilometers from the facility discovered in 2003. The recording contains one single unidentified male voice, and a transcription of the call's contents is included.
Herrick, this is Davis. I'm all done with the psychopomps here. We redirected the output to the location you wanted. Weren't any problems there. The goo should start arriving to you shortly. About your other order, Morton spotted some nano hives in Budapest. I'm heading out there tomorrow. They should do nicely for your task after some tinkering. Make sure there won't be any issues with my payment this time. If your contacts at the factory are unwilling, I can always find someone else. Call you in 2 weeks.
Any discovery and seizure of SCP-1200 instances must be performed by the FDA under CFR Title 21. Once the instances are in the possession of the FDA, these samples will be replaced with non-anomalous duplicates, and the originals are to be transferred to Foundation Site 197.
Non-anomalous
SCP-1200-A instances do not require food or oxygen to survive, and therefore are to be kept contained in individual reinforced containers, which are stored in the I-TL-1 wing of Site 197. 2 days after the SCP-1200-A base facility was dismantled, the SCP Foundation received a series of packages. These packages were delivered to several facilities, and all contained the same thing, a new, previously undocumented flavor of gum. This gum was completely colorless, and the packaging read, "Tastes like normalcy." Test subjects who chewed the gum said that it had no noticeable flavor at all, and no anomalous effects occurred. It seems that the creators of Tastes Like Chewing Gum took notice of the Foundation's investigation and decided to create a custom flavor, or lack thereof, for the organization. The identity of the company's higher-ups, or the gum's creators, is still unknown.
They have a bit of a
Unfortunately,
sense
the
of
trail
humor
has
then.
gone cold for now. But don't lose hope. It's possible more facilities are out there, waiting to be discovered. Keep that dream alive, investigators, and don't let me burst your bubble. Get it? Like bubblegum?
Boo.
Well, there's
Bad
the reason I
joke,
became a
Bob.
researcher and not a comedian. Check out the Dr. Bob Patreon and become a junior researcher today.
What up,
Bad joke, Bob strikes again. Chicken. There's a cat in my room. Chicken. Oh gosh, this girl looks annoying. She's like one of those pick-me girls in vibe, just from a glance.
fam? Welcome back to your hourly update of the Honey Mill Hunt. As far as we can see, at Jillian Million and at Jack On Jack Off are on the final clue. As you know, the winners get exclusive access to the For You page for 24 hours, guaranteeing you at least 100 million followers. For everyone else, it's not too late to catch up. Good luck.
This look. Oh yeah. Here we
That
go.
that the
sounds
tree?
like
I
a way
think
to
it's the
murder
tree.
people.
Do you see anything?
No?
Yeah, this sounds like an easy way to lure people. Yeah, this sounds like an easy way to lure people into a discreet location so you can kill them.
Wait, babe, I think I see something.
What is it? Play me.
Okay, I don't want to sound like a zoomer, but how the fuck do you work this?
What about that one? Hey. Put that in.
It's a tape play. Oh my god, I feel old. I don't want to sound like a zoomer, but how the f do you work this? Bro. Oh, I just realized how old I am and how old technology I remember from my childhood is, and it's terrifying. I remember, like, I've seen video cameras like this before. I never used one, but I've seen them being used. I know how to work one of these. What is wrong with...
Flip it around. Is that not? Blow on it? That's a thing, right?
It's not a cartridge, dummy.
Fire.
Congratulations, Clip Cloppers! You completed the Penultimate Challenge. To complete your quest, follow the orange markers to your final task. Good luck!
do it.
Yeah, the
Woo,
fact that there's no
here we
music
go.
in the segment tells me they're gonna get killed.
What is up, guys? One last update before at Jack On Jack Off and I crush our scavenger hunt. We'll hit you back when we're finished. Hashtag catchphrase! Woo! Okay, let's go.
Orange one's this way.
Looks like a logging site.
I guess
That is
we're
a human
here.
skull.
Okay, deadass, this place slaps.
I don't know. It's pretty creepy.
Congratulations!
Okay, yeah, no, this is some creepy cult shit going on. This is cult stuff going on right now. They're gonna be sacrificed or something.
You did it! I am so proud of you. You are the victors. Well, almost. All that remains is for you to complete the final challenge.
What's
Are
that
you
on
ready?
her
Hell
chest?
yes. Hashtag catchphrase.
Hashtag catchphrase.
Wonderful. All that remains for you to win the 100 million followers is murder.
Wait, do you mean we have to like delete our account or something?
Oh, no, nothing that extreme. No, just that one of you has to kill the other.
What?
Okay, wait. Loki, are you for real right now?
This is the beginning of a new age, and it has become blatantly clear that what we truly and desperately need is a cleansing fire. And you too will become the symbols of our new age. I am so happy for you.
Okay, but why does one of us have to die?
Because a phoenix can only rise from the ashes. Oh, but make it dramatic. We've got a lot of people watching.
Okay, this is insane. He's not gonna.
Congratulations at Jack On Jack Off. You are the champion of the new age. And this is your prize. Enjoy it. Now go and spread the good word.
What the heck? That got out of control so quick. That got out of control so quick. It was. We were just having. I said that there was gonna be murder, but I didn't think it was gonna be that freaking quick.
I've been following you for so long. You're such an inspiration.
Thanks.
Guess I'm the champion now.
Wow, that didn't last long for at Jack On Jack Off. Looks like at Philly Cheesesteak, who just offed his own friend, is now the new champion. But this isn't the end. If you want exclusive access to our For You page with 100 million followers.
Yeah, that was very much like jumping off a cliff. It was just sudden. Thanks to Deformed Lunchbox for that disturbing look into how far some people would probably go for a little bit of clout online. I feel like that was a terrifying look into how internet fame and worshipping, and I do mean worshipping in a very literal sense, online personalities and celebrities of any nature is unhealthy. This next video is from Gearsco. Let's get back into it. I feel like the vibe is so altered right now. Into the future. That is so cryptic. That is so cryptic. Why would you do this? My hair is getting in my face. Hold on. Okay. I wouldn't even say the future. It's kind of like the present. I hate to break it to you, but, murder kind of already has been live streamed before. not for this specific purpose, but yeah, there have been live streams of people killing each other and getting killed. This is not new. This is not the future. This is the present. This is the past. And with the way things are going, there will be no future. Let's move on and hopefully unalter the vibe.
After scouring the vast pool that is YouTube, I've come back with a handful of videos that I find unnerving. Videos that you may not have seen
No,
before.
not on a mass
Videos
scale
that will draw
yet.
you in and creep you out.
We hope.
Today, I'll present these videos for you and you can see what exactly you think of them. As always, the videos, music, and my social media are all linked below, so check those out and I hope you enjoy this one. Around 14 years ago, Flash games were in their prime. Fancy Pants, The Impossible Game, Super Smash Flash, Super Mario Sunshine 64, and Duck.
I'm gonna say right now, the main reason Flash games don't exist anymore is because Flash doesn't exist anymore. They kind of fell out of popularity for a number of reasons. Mainly there was only so far you could go with the medium for a game. And, well, with Flash being dead and all, kinda can't really have any more. What is on my space bar?
Life are just a few popular games from that era that played a huge role in the childhoods of many. Really though, there were thousands, if not millions, of Flash games, and it was basically a Wild West where people could really upload whatever game they wanted to whatever website would take it. This allowed a lot of controversial and strange games to sneak their way into kid-friendly spaces. All of this would eventually cause the current digital horror era on YouTube. Series like Ches Kids, Bugbo, and Lacey's Games are great examples of the Flash game subgenre of this genre. More specifically, the Lacey's Games series has spawned a bunch of similar horror videos wherein someone plays an unnerving Flash game, usually concerning a main girl and some type of activity that she's doing. That leads me to Leah's Secret Boyfriend, a video created by Horfoy Arts that was released on December 27th, 2023. Meet Leah, a sweet girl. One day, the most popular guy confessed his feelings to her. Surprisingly, she feels the same way. Now, they're dating in secret, hiding their love from their curious classmates. Hope nothing goes wrong. Help Leah on this secret love adventure.
Okay.
Ready for the journey? Let's go. Hope nothing goes wrong. Huh. With that, we're brought to the title screen. Also, I like that her
Something tells me Leah's secret boyfriend isn't really her boyfriend.
hair makes the shape of a heart, by the way. Nice touch. They select the first level and are brought to a screen which says, "Oh no! Leah's friends are coming over for a group project they need to finish. Help Leah find her things so her classmates won't get suspicious." After this, we're brought into a pretty simple look and find game.
Okay, it's a basic click and find game. Very cute.
The next screen says,
My only question right now is, why would they want to hide their relationship from people? Something's not adding up here, and I'm feeling it's going to be bad.
"It's Valentine's Day. Leah wants to make something for her boyfriend. Be a lookout for her roommate while Leah's baking."
roommate? She has to be a college student. Because she has a roommate. But she's still in classes. Why does her hair change length? Hush, Toast.
Well done! Leah finished making cookies with no trouble thanks to you. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's a little bit worried, considering two things have happened and both of them have gone strangely well. Also, maybe it's just me, but if this guy was the most popular guy and now suddenly he's in a relationship, wouldn't he be, I don't know, suddenly turning women down? Wouldn't people notice that he was acting different? Wouldn't people see them hanging out somewhere and start gossiping about them? It just seems kind of odd that she's trying this hard to hide that they're together. But who knows? Let's just see how this goes. It's the day Leah will give her cookies to her boyfriend. Help Leah find her boyfriend without letting their curious classmates know. Both of them agreed to meet up at a secret spot. Follow the map.
Follow the map.
We're finally going to see this boyfriend of hers. I wonder where the secret spot will be. Maybe a beautiful opening in a forest away from everyone. A secret lake or some type of beautiful lookout area.
This is very odd. So
At this
far.
point, it flashes an image of Leah giving her boyfriend the gift on the screen multiple times before showing a red face with dark eyes in the window. The sky is then dark outside of the window as the image flashes more before it shows Leah secretly watching someone, with the image again rapidly fading in and out. Her expression is hard to read here. Suddenly, it zooms in on a creepy flashing image of her face, while of course playing a loud sound. Awesome! Leah and her boyfriend can continue their secret relationship without trouble. Without trouble? Leah has to be hiding more than just her boyfriend here. But then again, this video isn't over yet. The next screen shows a list of goals, with all of
Get
level 1
rid
to
of the
3's goals being
imposter.
checked off. However, there's another level that's cut off. On top of that, what does get rid of the imposter mean? Was this even her boyfriend in the first place? Then again, now that I think about it, the person she was watching wasn't wearing the same outfit as her alleged boyfriend. Was that person his actual girlfriend? Maybe I'm just jumping too far ahead here. They slowly move their cursor onto the Here hyperlink, and we see an image of Leah with realistic eyes suddenly flash in the background as Get Rid of the Imposter repeats all over the paper. She alternates between looking away and looking directly at the player before we're brought back to the title screen. They go back to the level select screen, and as they select the unnamed level 4, another unnerving image of Leah flashes on screen. This level is from the perspective of Ray,
One moment.
which I assume
Stop being a pest.
is Leah's roommate. It's Valentine's Day. Ray wants to bake cookies with her roommate. Unfortunately, Ray's roommate has been missing. Help Ray find her roommate.
This is really weird. Anyone else getting the heebie-jeebies?
So the imposter was his original girlfriend. As Ray backs up, Leah suddenly appears behind her, and that's where the game ends with the message, "Yeah, hey, you found Leah." They can bake cookies together now. For some reason, I don't think they'll be baking anything. Unlike Lacey, who usually has all of the bad stuff happening to her, Leah is the one victimizing others, which I find interesting. I really enjoyed this video, and as I always say, I love any Flash game related horror. That being said, let's move on to the next video.
One moment. It's time for cat food. I know. You guys are starving to death. Get your food shut. None of you should ignore our cat. There. Now leave alone. Be quiet. No more noise. Open my mouth. Pepper. Fat chickens. Sorry. What did I miss? Anyways, the cats were being annoying, so I fed them. Hopefully they'll be less annoying.
We Deleted You is an interesting gaming creepypasta that was originally uploaded by YouTuber Icy Pie, now known as Nuclear Blue, on August 8th, 2017.
Retro Caramel, you good, bro? You good? Do you need help? Do I need to call the police? No, my milk paca is keeping me safe? What? Buddy boy, I think you might need to take your meds now.
It's written about a Mii called Eteled, or Delete, spelled backwards, who was created by a man named Henry that worked for Nintendo. Due to the man passing just a couple minutes after the Mii's creation, the Mii began to, well, haunt Henry's Wii. Another employee took the Wii from the room that Henry's body was found in and sent it off to be circulated with every other Wii. This led to a boy named Kyle receiving the exact same Wii on his birthday and discovering the strange Mii upon loading into the Mii Plaza for the first time. Of course, he's weirded out and attempts to delete it, but something's wrong. No matter how many times it was deleted, said Mii would come back. Eteled would cause issues with the Wii,
again?
loud noises, flashing lights, etc. On top of this, he was able to hear and directly communicate with the player. Eventually, the story would reach a point where we would time skip 7 years, and Eteled finally...
Retro, I'm saying this as your friend, and out of concern for your health. Have you taken your medicine today? If not, please take it.
finally shows the player where deleted Miis go. Now, allow me to read you one of my favorite passages from this portion of the story. I promise you, this is actually in the story. You see, a Mii being deleted is basically the equivalent of being diagnosed of a terminal cancer or incurable sickness, so they are sent to the hallway where they are hooked to the life support machines to let out the remaining time they have left, and at the end they get taken off life support and they die. I mean, how can you not love the creepypasta era? Seriously.
Good.
So anyway, there was a creepypasta remake of this story posted by Vibing Leaf on January 13th
You better,
of this year.
or I'll come over there. I'll come out of your walls and I'll bite ya. And I got sharp teeth, so it'll hurt.
It starts off with a
Got
boy named
sharp
Kyle
little possum teeth.
claiming that he got a Wii for his 9th birthday. He says that he wants to start a video series of him using the Wii and shares some gameplay with us.
Ooh. Oh. I love the legitimacy of it actually looking like a kid recording a screen with a different device. That's so cool. Yeah.
This is Eteled, the me mentioned earlier. Kyle proceeds to delete him and then make his own me. However, after finishing his me's creation, something strange happens.
Welcome back, Rose.
Upon attempting to erase this strange me for the second time, the Wii suddenly begins to glitch out before displaying the text,
Crap.
"A me would like to speak. Dev mode." The first screen displays text that is seemingly random, but when put in the correct order says, "Who do you think I am?" The next screen says, "You don't know me," and I couldn't figure out the rest of it. Then, this happens.
Ooh, creepy.
If I was a kid experiencing this, at this point, I would probably think that this me was about to come out of the TV and take my life. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like some of us have experienced the dilemma of not wanting to delete a character or account out of an almost empathetic perspective, especially when it comes to games where you raise characters or own pets or something. I also find it interesting that it just completely disabled the Wii, but then again, since this is basically the supposed ghost of a Nintendo dev, I guess it makes sense. Kyle is sad that he didn't even get to play any Wii games before the Wii locked up, and calls Eteled mean. He then concludes that he showed his dad, who said he'd take it to the shop, and that even though it wasn't that great of a birthday, he was happy that he received a gift like that and were promised an update. 10 days later, Kyle comes back saying he's going to try to use it again with the help of his friend Nathan, since nobody else at school would believe him. The home screen of the Wii looks very corrupted. On some portions, it even looks like the screen itself was damaged. It then becomes even more corrupted before Kyle's me appears on screen with his head turned inhumanly to the side as the music further distorts and the screen goes black.
Oh, damn.
Kyle comes back and says that Nathan left as he thinks that he was the one doing all of this. Kyle takes his anger out on the Wii, deciding to leave it in his closet for years as it made him lose a friend.
Oh man, even the music's all corrupted now. Who am I? I may never realize, but no matter what, you are not getting rid of me.
Eteled isn't going anywhere. After some glitching, we briefly see an image of Eteled before he tells Kyle that he's not in control here. 3 years pass, and Kyle finds his Wii again as the family is moving. He decides to fire it up one last time.
That's kind of sad.
This is where the retake differentiates the most from the original. In the original, Eteled shows the player where Mies go when they die, as I said before. It's really interesting how existential this Mies perspective on its life is, yet despite that, he's able to show growth and change, even apologizing to Kyle. Kyle says he forgives Eteled and he wants to talk to it again, although unfortunately the console is ruined because of whatever Eteled just did to it. He's hoping to get it repaired. I honestly think this remake is much more unnerving than the original story. It could be because of the fact that we're actually able to see the gameplay itself. If it had come out years earlier, people probably would have debated if the story was true or not. Adult life can be, and usually is, very difficult. With so many more responsibilities, it can get to the point where you don't even have time to do any of the things that you enjoy, like you're unable to have fun. Adult life with Gary...
Joke's on you. I get to have fun anytime I want.
Workman is a video by Exploshi or Sploshi released August 17th, 2023.
Hey kids, having fun? That's nice. For many of us grown-ups, fun is but a distant memory. I think the last time I had fun was last week. I saw a dog poo in the shape of a smiling face. The delight was so overwhelming I had to have a little lie down.
As we can see, Gary takes boring adult life to an extreme, being unable to handle what most of us would probably see as amusing at best. It's also interesting to know how blank his expression is outside of that. It's like he's become devoid of emotion, but maybe I'm just looking too much into it. I'm also kind of confused as to what kids are supposed to be learning from this, but maybe it's to appreciate being a child more?
This is my bedroom. There are no toys. This is my living room. There is no TV. All I need to get by is a good book.
Gary's bedroom seems to be made to stimulate his mind as little as possible. As we saw earlier, he had to lie down just from being amused a little bit. Maybe if he gets too excited, something bad will happen. Not to mention, he's not even reading an encyclopedia or a textbook, but a dictionary. He's reading a dictionary for fun.
Odd.
Probably the most formatted and orderly book that you could possibly have. No surprises and no variety.
This is my kitchen. There are no crayon drawings on the fridge, no sugary cereals, just bran. To be honest, I did try putting a grain of sugar on my bran once. Just once. It was a bit much, so I threw it in the bin and made another bowl.
This man's life is so devoid of any sense of enjoyment that it's honestly unnerving.
To do blanket legs once, feed ducks. I'm flabbergasted at this. This is such an odd interpretation of what it's like to be an adult. This is so far from the reality that I know of my life. I guess some people might have lives comparable, but even people like that have like TVs or fantasy novels or something. I don't think anyone lives a life this devoid of any kind of enjoyment, right? Even prisoners don't live lives like this.
Annual sugar shouldn't even be noticeable at all, yet he's so entrenched.
This is like some new odd form of torment
in his routine that he couldn't handle that type of flavor change. Or maybe, as I said earlier, he's just so unstable that any stimulation could lead to something drastic.
This is my car. Just kidding. To keep myself in tip-top shape, I cycle to work.
Okay, he's delusional.
Just kidding. My bike was seized by ruffians last month. Good for them.
It's interesting to see how he's the most expressive when he's talking about how he doesn't have a car or bike. I think it's pretty reasonable to say that he's definitely suppressing his emotions at this point. But one can only suppress them so much.
Walking is just as fun. We in the walking fandom have a saying. Every blister is a blessing. This is my work. I work in the water factory, in the quality control department. If one of us dies, today's batch of water has gone bad, and it's all thrown away.
Before we comment on the obvious, again, I think it's noticeable how this factory is as dull looking as possible. Just gray everywhere with specks of blue. Water is also one of the most bland things on Earth, pretty much, and having a job where you just stare at water bottles all day is about as non-stimulating as it gets. Now then, I should probably comment on the elephant in the room. I wonder how or why these people are dying anyway.
There goes.
That's kind of what you see until I tell you to take your meds? That is not good. You should be taking your medicine more often, and you should not rely on a possum on the internet to help you to do that.
Steve Hendricksford Wilkinson now. It's been going bad awfully quickly nowadays.
The text on the TV screen said, David Hendrickford Wilkinson has kicked the bucket. Employees are advised to decontaminate their innards before proceeding to lunch break or using the restroom. I don't think I want to know what decontaminating innards entails. Speaking of which, I'm confused as to how he even died anyway. Was it because of toxins in the air? Did he just drink the water?
What is...
Maybe I shouldn't have asked.
I hope this doesn't negatively impact the economy. My brand is already expensive enough as it is. Sorry, I don't mean to prattle. We grown-ups don't normally have anyone to talk to. This is my lunch. I packed plenty of air to keep me going. It's nice to bring air from home. It reminds me of home. The air in this factory does funny things to your mind. Like that.
Oh dear.
You're not real.
First off, why didn't he just pack bran? Since that seems to be the only thing that he eats. But secondly...
This guy has to be delusional. Like, there has to be some kind of psychosis or other hallucinations going on in this guy's mind for any of this to be happening.
I guess I finally understand why he's trying to suppress his emotions so much, because he probably has some type of brain damage.
This is my commute home. You may remember from earlier that my bike is currently unavailable. It seems I've forgotten where I live.
Seems like I've forgotten where I live. What?
Most of us will likely end up getting old, but this seems like some type of cognitive disease as opposed to age. He's unable to handle any mental stimulation, when usually old people are the ones doing all kinds of fun stuff since a lot of them are retired. When you get old, please do not work in a water factory. Some of you may remember
Retro, Retro, you saw that funny little spinning head thing earlier. You don't see anything like that, do you?
staying up late as a kid to watch Adult Swim. It used to be almost a personal challenge of sorts. We had to know what exactly the adults or even the other kids at school that could get away with more were watching. Some of you may also have seen a pretty disturbing bumper called "The Dawn is Your Enemy." For those of you that don't know, it's a pretty infamous Adult Swim bumper used to scare kids from watching. It features a
It
creepy
was a
song
very
along with the
strange video, yes. Just a sort of depressing look into what aging is, I suppose. And the dangers of contaminated water, I guess?
eyes of someone who seems to be in anguish. The music in the background was also a part of that original bumper. You can imagine that a lot of kids would be pretty disturbed from seeing something like this at night. There are also subsequent creepypasta that originate from said bumper detailing even more things, like the sun in the background winking, for example. But what if there actually was more to that bumper than that singular image, and what if we could actually watch it ourselves? Reimagine Dawn is a video that was released by Vibing Leaf September 19th of 2023. It starts off with a more pleasant image of the moon that says, "The night is your comfort." I really enjoy how it looks like someone is
Okay, Retro. The tall man in the corner is not your friend. He does not have your best interests at heart. And taking your medicine is for the best, so that bad things don't happen. Like, remember that one time when you accidentally slipped into the back rooms? Your medicine keeps you out of the back rooms. Okay? The tall man wants you to be in the back rooms.
recording their TV because they either pre-recorded this bumper or they've seen it before and had to make sure they got proof of this insane bumper. The music which is playing in the background is also really peaceful. All of a sudden the video cuts to black and then we see the original image animated. The background music also seems noticeably more distorted, which of course makes it that much more unsettling. It cuts again to something even more unnerving.
Yeah.
If you didn't
So
notice,
don't
the
listen
text
to
on
the
screen
tall man. The tall man wants you to go to the back rooms and get hurt.
says, "The dawn is your defamer." We also get to see the bottom half of the infamous sun in this image. Maybe I'm reaching here, but I like to think that the camera work gets a lot worse here to show us that the person recording is becoming much more afraid, maybe even purposefully looking away from the screen as they record. As unsettling as that was, things will get even worse.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That's a faulty. Dawn is your doom. Ugh.
The dawn is your doom. I really like the ominous moving sky here and how Vibing Leaf managed to make the background audio even creepier than it previously was. It also seems like the sun is even closer, but who knows. At the end we see the sun wink, and that's it. Very unnerving stuff, but I really love this video. Okay,
Creepy.
we're back to Exploshi or Sploshi again for this one, with Monty Bear's Wonderful Give-A-Ween. Out of curiosity, I did look around on Google to see if Monty Bear was a real thing, and although no Monty Bear that looked like this appeared, I did find an old website that featured a teddy bear with the same name, and there seems to be a Monty Bear that helps kids with their literacy skills, so there you go.
Oh, that's
With
nice.
that, let's see what this video is all about.
Ah, loud.
Do you know what time it almost is? It's Give-A-Ween this year.
Why does this bear have the anarchy symbol on it? Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but that is the symbol of anarchy, right? Like, I might be a little out of the loop with a few things, but I seem to remember this meaning anarchy. This right here. Reminds me of a Care Bear. Anarchist bear wants to disassemble the government. Yay! Yeah, okay, making sure I didn't completely just pull that out of my butt.
I will give the best present of all, and you will
Whoa.
help me do it. Who do you think will like each present? Match.
This is... How are we supposed to do that? We don't know anything about these bears. Bear Bear, Plumpy Bear, Toby Bear, what? Alright, Bear Bear looks like he's on some serious drugs, so maybe the pills? Plumpy Bear is orange, so maybe the orange syringe, and Toby Bear makes me think of Tony Hawk, so maybe the skateboard?
I did like how Monty pointed directly at the viewer at one point, and the audio distortions are just enough to keep...
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I'm just as confused as you are. The audio is so loud for this one.
you unnerved.
I'm
and
barely
on
even
edge.
wearing my
I
headphones
also
and it
noticed
still
that
hurts
Monty
my
has an
ears.
anarchy symbol on his stomach. I wonder what that could mean. We're also introduced to 3 other characters here. Bear Bear, Plumpy Bear, and Toby Bear. But back to these gifts. 2 of these gifts are ominous, to say the least.
2 of
Some
these
unknown
gifts are
pills
drugs.
and a syringe filled with mysterious fluid. At least there's a cool skateboard though. I'm sure it'll all go well though. When does anything bad ever happen in a Sploshi video?
Where do I find this? I dig through the absolute hell that is the internet to find this shit. I sift through the wreckages of awful YouTube videos and horror compilations to try to find the spiciest memes to show you all. That makes it sound far more dramatic than it actually is. No, I'm actually just subscribed to a lot of horror channels, so it's usually just I sift through my subscriptions and pick the ones that look the best.
I did check frame by frame when they got the answer wrong, and there weren't any creepy changes or anything like that. This is the first time of many, by the way, that Monty Bear will attempt to access the user's information. Not sure why yet, but I can't imagine it's for any good reason. Just an interesting note.
MontyBear.hex.
As you can see, for a brief second, an image of Monty Bear with an unnerving smile appears when the player gets it wrong this time. I guess it's finally time to see how everyone likes their gifts.
Okay, everyone, I think I've really knocked it out of the park with my gift.
The rest of the bears have normal things on their stomach like a Care Bear would. Like, Bear Bear has a bear on his stomach.
Gifts this year.
I forget this one's name, but it looks like a music player or something.
This room is very interesting. We got some alien symbols on a poster, some cool patterns on the wall and floor, a lava lamp that is broken open which is insanely dangerous, and is that a bear head on the wall? Interesting.
Like a real bear
Of course,
head,
the door
too.
also looks like Monty, which is pretty cool. Bear Bear seems to have a bear on its stomach, which makes sense, and Plumpy Bear, I honestly can't tell. I guess you guys can figure that out.
Looks like maybe a music player or one of those things you stick on a diabetic person.
Knocked it out of the skate park, you mean? Ha 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 ha.
Where's my present? Right here.
First off, I don't think I'd want a present from someone that makes that face when they tell me that they're going to give it to me. Second off, that makes 2 times that Monty has tried to access the user's info so far. I'm not sure what the game would need to make changes to your address book for anyway. Maybe it's like a real-life game. They send you an address and then you physically go there for your own Give-O-Ween adventure.
Diet pills. Oh.
Diet pills? Are you calling me fat? Yes. I always knew you were a bit one-dimensional.
I don't think those were diet pills.
Me
That
either.
was honestly pretty comedic though, how Monty just immediately responded yes and then shoved those pills in his mouth. I do also find it interesting how quickly they were able to work. He just completely defied the laws of physics and turned into nothingness.
And Toby Bear kind of looks like he has one of those impossible shapes on his stomach. Cheeto! No! Yeah! I'm not in there! Don't be stupid!
This is one I'm sure you'll enjoy.
Well, that was a terrifying smile. Medicine.
Mrs.
The cure to your father's condition.
He died a week ago.
Nobody gets their Give-O-Ween present early. Don't be selfish.
Toby Bear's symbol seems really familiar as well, but I'm not sure where it's from. It's also really nefarious how he makes sure to tell him he's sure he'll enjoy it, like he didn't more than likely know that his father had already passed away. When Monty calls Toby selfish, it's also notable that he has 2 mouths, so I don't know, that's just pretty cool.
It's been a busy day, and it's time for my bed. Before I snooze off to sleep, what is the lesson we learned today?
Monty just has this light hanging like 5 inches over his head. He also makes the creepiest face when he stops the player from being able to leave. But why does Monty keep trying to access this person's computer? Is this game trying to send some type of message or find them in real life? After this, his face consumes the screen and the video ends.
Ah, so it's like a virus or something. Okay, that makes sense.
Remember how I mentioned Flash games and the large amount of videos inspired by the Lacey's game series earlier? Well, I have another video in that category that I really enjoyed called A Creepy Secret Found in a Now Lost Flash Game, Yumi's House.
Keep your volume down.
In the beginning, the
Okay, fair warning for anybody wearing headphones.
player tells us that they're going to show us a creepy secret found in Yumi's house, but first they'll show us the normal gameplay. Of course, this intro style is super similar to videos from the late 2000s and early 2010s. After starting the game, we see the message, Yumi haven't cleaned her house for a long time, and today, she decided that it's finally cleaned it up. Will you help her out?
Oh wow, gotta love that
The player
English.
finds the grammatical error pretty strange, but presses on. On the next screen, the player is able to select what room they want to clean. The player clarifies that you're able to play 5 different in-game days, but that they'll only be showcasing 1. As they go through the different rooms, they happen upon one that's completely blanked out with no name. They comment that they're unable to pick this room yet. Safe to assume this could be the secret that they'll be showing us later. They choose to clean the living room first. After loading in, we get to see some of the gameplay.
Oh. If that's as dirty as her house has gotten after a little while. How long did it say it had been since she'd cleaned her house? If that's as dirty as it got, I'm pretty impressed. The picture changed. Guys, the picture changed. Do you see that? It changed from whatever it was. Long time. Thanks. That looks like cotton candy. I thought that was cotton candy. Look, it's a girl and a person though. Not whatever it was before. Yes, bunnies. With how cutesy this game is, I'm surprised they don't look like actual bunnies.
Notice anything strange? Personally, I couldn't tell what they meant by this after checking back a couple of times, but maybe I missed something. Either way, they'll be explaining this later. After this, the normal gameplay is over, and we get to see something from day 2. The mysterious room preview has been changed from light pink to black. On day 3, the option to access the mysterious room is completely gone, and now it's time for the secret. On the completion screen of the game, it seems normal at first, but in the top right corner there's a bit of a shadow. They proceed to click on it. This crashes the game.
Wow,
however,
that's not
the
good.
player says that now the secret is activated. They load back into the game, and instead of the usual intro screen, they get a black screen with the text Night 1 appearing on screen. You have 1 minute and 3 flashes of light. Use them wisely. The player is confused when they start the game. At first, they wasted all 3 flashes pretty quickly. When looking at
This is very Five Nights at Freddy's.
the room, we can see a television, a mirror, a dresser, and a mini fridge. This is either some type of old hotel room based on the TV or someone's bedroom. After sitting in the dark for a while, some kind of loud whirring noise plays before the game crashes again, and when reloading it, it goes back to normal. Now, when going back into the game, you're able to access the secret room. The game ominously asks if you're really sure you want to clean this room. It then even more unnervingly asks if you're absolutely sure, and after selecting yes, despite it being scribbled out, a frame briefly flashes that says Sister's Room, with a blurred image in place of the black square. After loading into the game, we see a pretty creepy door before a text box loads up. Why here? Can't we just leave it the way it is? She'll watch me. Please, leave it alone. Behind the yes button, it also says please faintly, whereas the no button is tiny and completely scribbled out. Did you notice the muffled crying? I wonder if that came from Yumi or from the inside of this room. After it closed out, I'm sure you also noticed a brief flash of text. It translates to, "I'm sorry, older sister." At least I'm pretty sure, as the word seems to mean both older brother and older sister in Indonesian. However, we saw text earlier stating sister's room.
Must just mean older sibling.
We seem to be back in that same room as we can hear crying in the background. The player picks up a newspaper with the headline reading, "Teenager dies in road accident" in Indonesian. Right after this, we see text that says, "I was jealous that she always got their attention. She got everything and I got nothing." Next, it shows different school grades with what I'm assuming are her sisters in the front and hers in the back? I'm not sure though. Selecting the teddy bear triggers the text, "Precious gift given from them. I threw him in the middle of the road. I didn't expect her to come running to get him. She's gone because of me." She continues to cry in the background. Selecting the broken mirror says, "She looked at me through the mirror, her eyes full of hatred and anger. I can't look at her anymore. She wants me gone." She then selects something that is just labeled, "Goodbye."
Hi, baby.
It reads, "Mom, Dad. By the time you found this, I would already be gone. She took me with her." We see a brief ghostly face up close before the screen goes black. The title screen flashes and then we go on to night 2. The TV screen says, "Hell." The player is more careful with the flashlight, choosing to wait instead of wasting the 3 flashes very quickly like before. On the second use, the TV says, "Hello, sister," and we see an image of a ghostly girl in the mirror.
Baby.
That seems to be it. I thought this video was absolutely phenomenal, so I definitely recommend that you check it out for yourself.
wiggly butt. Alright, this is from Spring Talk. And it's the last video for tonight. You need to stop being so stupid. You need to stop being so stupid. You hear me? Stop being so stupid. Stop being so stupid. Stupid little boy. Say hello to the nice viewers, stupid boy. Say hello. Come on. Come on. Did you hear him whine? Did you hear him whine? He's so sad, but he's so demanding. What do you want? Attention or no? This is called The Hunt Without Eyes. Rose, be nice. If you can't get along with him, I will forcibly separate you. What is happening? Why are we so dramatic right off the bat? This looks like a young kid, maybe 15. It looks like a mannequin. That is a mannequin. It's getting closer every time he looks. Creepy. Oh shit. What did this kid do? Hi. Sorry if the cats are keeping you up.
No, I need to wake up now anyway.
Oh. Oh shoot, right. You gotta go to work.
Yep.
Did you get enough sleep at least?
I think so.
The cats were being very stupid. I'm sorry. I didn't wake you up, right?
No, I think I just instinctively woke up because it was getting close to time for me to get ready for work.
Oh, that's a lot of mannequins. Okay, I need some of the lore of what's happening here. Why are the mannequins following him? How are they following him? Is this some kind of post-apocalyptic situation where the mannequins somehow are able to follow you around and get closer when you don't look? Also, this seems to be in the UK. Because the driver's side is on the wrong side of the car. Oh, that's not good yet. Oh no, poor kid. Oh. 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 Lore. Guys, lore. Outbreak had spread beyond the town. Infected stood still, forever silent. They hunt without eyes. So it's like a zombie apocalypse.
We interrupt your regular programming to bring you breaking news from Australia. Authorities have failed to contain an outbreak of seemingly sentient mannequins that have congregated in the small town of Ironborough. The population loss has led to a decision between the Australian government and Anomaly Research Task Force to mobilise
Anomaly Research Task Force? You mean the SCP Foundation?
strikes to prevent the spread of these mannequins.
Well, rip Australia. Dang. Well, that was pretty crazy. Toaster, I will squish you. So anyways, that was Spooky Scary Saturday for this week, boys. It was super weird. That was such like a different vibe than we usually get on Spooky Scary Saturdays, guys. I did not intentionally choose the weirdest ones. It just sort of came like that. Gosh, that looks scary. Jehovah's No Witnesses. That's scary. I'll have to check that out later. But, yeah, I think we're all weirded out here. Bye, Retro Caramel. But that is all for today's video. I'll catch you guys back on Tuesday, where we'll be playing maybe some Warhammer or Pal World. It is yet to be seen. I might just go completely out of left field and do a Portal. Haven't done a Portal in a while. Who knows? But I'll see you guys next time. Stay awesome, possums, and remember, take your meds, or the tall man in the corner will take you to the back